Good afternoon, scrappers, scrapettes, planet lovers, recycles, ists, and everybody else. Your old buddy D Scraps, E Scraps, back with another video. These are different. This is in, they've gone and taken the covers off on me. It's a blade server. It's an IBM. And again, it's a blade server. It slides in and out to a cabinet. Don't have a date on this yet. Oh, yes, I do. 11/24/2009. So, hi, Dave Donahue. So, my anticipation is this will be a very gold-rich board. 2009, yeah. I won't know till I get in here. This is the first one I've tried to take apart. And, I haven't been doing too many lives. I really just try not to go on when I know other people are on. Like, even right now, it's bothering me to go on because I know someone else is on. But, I'm not really too worried about it, because what I'll do is I'll hang on a second, I figured out how to get the damn heatsink off here. Wow. I have not scrapped one of these yet, guys, so be patient with me. So I will post the video on TikTok, and I will also post it on my YouTube channel, which is D Scraps, E Scraps. Most of you know that already. Yeah. So let's get into this thing, huh? I hope everybody's doing well. It is raining yet again in Connecticut. Hello, Mark McCarthy. Welcome aboard. And as I said, my topic, as per usual, is scrapping computers. These are just old vintage IBM blade modules. I have not tried to take one of these apart yet, so I don't know. I don't know what we're going to find. Or not. I know the first thing is I need to get this puppy off. I've never seen one like this. This is brand new, which is good. Fun, a little better for me, so I don't get so darn bored. It gets boring watching me scrap the same things, but the thing is I bought. Hi, Mark. Welcome. The thing is I bought a lot of servers all at once. I bought pallets of them, and so I had a lot of the same things that I had to get processed. Hi, C-Crick85 or C725. Welcome. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps the channel an awful lot. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to, although I'd certainly love to have you. But if you could hit the like button, that really helps the algorithms, and it helps the channel a lot. As I said, I really haven't had a chance to go live lately. Number one, I didn't really have anything new. I didn't have anything new for you. I had, hello, Sus. I had a lot of these, the Dell blade servers to scrap, and, to do the same thing over and over and over. Bores the garbage out of me, and probably would bore you guys too, and I don't want to bore you. Alright, well, obstacle number one is going to be getting this off of here. I'm dying to see what's under here for chip recovery. You know what, let me just flip this and see if maybe I've got to get at it from the bottom. As I said, this is a very old machine. And I've not taken one of these apart yet, so I'm going to be a little bit what we call hunt and peck around here. Make it up as we go along. There's some nice RAM in here, which is always a good thing. RAM is always a good way to start, right? Gotta get this apart. This is a very small, it's like a number 8 Torx bit. It's small. This is your best friend, a long handled screwdriver. Hi Izzy, welcome. So again, bear with me a little bit because this is something new for me to scrap. And I should have probably done one before. I should have done one before I went live, huh? That wouldn't be fun. It's still too big. It's going to be like a number 6 Torx screw. Hope I have one. It would really suck if I couldn't do the video because I don't have the right damn tool. Tiny Torx. Tiny Torx, tiny Torx, tiny Torx. Let me try. Let me try the Husky bits. These are a little bit smaller. This is a kit I got. I got this kit from Home Depot, and it has like 10 different bits in there, and it's really good for scrapping electronics. Hello, Marvin. Welcome aboard. And this feels like it's going to be the right size. That's a small set of Torx screws in there. Oopsie. I think I paid $10 for this at Home Depot. They don't last very long. They strip really easy. But hello, Alec, and welcome aboard. But they do a good job. As I said, in the event that you're late coming into the live, or you are watching Southern Scrapper, who I know is on right now, I will post the video to YouTube later. D-Scrap, C-Scrap, same channel. Doug the Tech Man, welcome. You guys hit the like button, would you? Please, please, please. Just double tap the screen. Thank you. That's funny. Are you kidding me? Hello. There we go. Oh my gosh, what are we going to get out of here? Oh my god. It's going to be pinless though. I guarantee it. Holy shit. I've never seen a chip like this. Look at that. It's pinless though. It is a pinless chip. Wow. Holy crap. I expect these to be intriguing. These I think we just said were... Wow. I've never seen a chip like that one. So these are International Business Machines, aka IBM, from 2009. These are server blades. They come out of a big cabinet. I just put a bid on a whole pallet of them. I'd love to get my hands on them. But I'm not going to overpay for them either, to tell you the truth. That's one thing doing this as long as I have been. There's no brand on here. Huh. Wow. Sure is pretty, huh? That's a huge chunk and chip it, but it's pinless. I'm going to keep these aside because I've not seen one of these. I guess it's an IBM chip, I would reckon. 0018MXX00PQ1. I am going to Google Lens that after. I can't do it now because of the live. I'm going to put those aside. Look at that. And the gold recovery here. Oh yeah, this is going to be a fantastic board for gold recovery. That is my intention with these, is to strip them and to put the components up for sale, including the board. But like you said, let's see what's in there. I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse. We all know what happens when you do that. Step in horse shit. Couldn't resist. Sorry, I said shit. Oh my. Yeah, I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse here, though. Thank you, Walter. Yeah, it really does help a creator when you guys hit the like button. It increases our rankings in the algorithm and lets people know when we post. So, yeah, wow, look at the gold flashing on this board. Oh my god. Wow, winner, winner, chicken dinner here, guys, I'll tell you. I think I'm going to increase my bid on this palette. Where do you get your gold? Where do you get your materials, Dee? I get them from a local IT guy. And I buy them by the pallet. I've been working with him for almost 15 years, so he knows me, I know him. It takes a long time, guys, to build up those kinds of relationships. It really does. Now, the heat sink, this is going to be copper. I think this is going to be number 2 copper, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to have to hit it with the, it could be Bear Bright. I'm going to have to hit it with the grinder. There's actually 3 layers, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to have to hit this with the grinder and see what it looks like underneath. If this is copper, and I'm not sure it's going to be Bear Bright. I think it's going to be number 2 because there's going to be an aluminum paste here, not thermal paste, but there's going to be aluminum in here, and that may downgrade this. There's a coil that goes through, so that may downgrade this to a number 2 copper. If that's the case, and I don't know that it is yet, I won't really go take it apart. I'll have to take, these would become light copper, and this would have to go as a number 2 copper. Believe me, I'm going to try and get Bear Bright out of the deal. Believe me on that one. But sometimes, you're not going to, I don't think I'm going to get Bear Bright. Number 1, I don't think I can get this out. And number 2, I can see that there's maybe aluminum contamination here. Don't worry, I'll keep you posted. Hello, sister, how are you? See some of my friends kicking into the chat here today. Welcome aboard. So already got some good stuff. Now, there's going to be lots. There should be good gold under here. Oh wait, when I pull the board out, we'll take a look at the back. This functions like a backplane board. This goes into a cabinet. It's like you're sliding a drawer. You're sliding a drawer full of computer in and out of a cabinet server. That's what these do. I like scrapping these, and the reason I like scrapping them, number 1, because they're awesome inside, but they're not heavy. Those darn rack servers weigh a freaking ton. Break my back every time I try to do one. So, I'd rather do this. This is so much easier for me to deal with. Again, small torque screws. This is going to be the tool of choice here, I think. If you're going to do Apple computers, you're going to need tiny torque screws like this. Tedious, but the thing is, if I use the power tools on them, hello, user ending in 0640, welcome. The trouble is, if I use the heavy screwdriver, it's going to strip these, and then you can't get them out. That's kind of annoying as heck. Anybody out there drooling over the potential gold in this thing yet? I am. For those of you who don't know, I've had a project going, and this is again why I haven't been live as much. I bought a pallet of Dell server modules like these, and I have to move stuff out quickly because I do this from home, and I just don't want a gigantic mess everywhere. And so I do this from home, but we've been doing unbelievable with selling a lot of these gold-bearing materials on eBay. My eBay store is CT Band Instruments. and I have an e-scrap department now. Honestly, it's selling out faster than I can get it in there, which is just unbelievable. We sold this morning. I had a box of gold finger cards I was going to send to board sort, and somebody from here asked to buy it, so that was awesome. So, you know, I'll sell it for exactly what I would have shipped it out for. Also, we're in the process, and I don't know how this is going to end. Hi, Native Guy, welcome. Yes, there is, sister. There is gold on this board. I can't wait to get it apart. It's from 1990. It ought to be good for gold recovery. By the way, guys, boards prior to 2000, generally speaking, are much better for gold recovery. The refiner who I'm in talks with only buys boards prior to 2020. So, you know, a lot of the newer ones, there's just a lot of plastic in them. These are green and yellow because they have copper and gold in them. And silver and aluminum and all kinds of stuff. So, boy, this is really exciting. As I said, I think I don't think I'm going to accomplish anything by processing this any further. I think it's going to go as number 2 copper. I don't know. This is just light copper. You can just pop it off, but the problem is contaminants. There's this and this and this, and some kind of aluminum. It's not thermal paste. It's soldered here, so I'll have to get that apart. But I'm pretty sure. Hi, doggy rascal. I'm pretty sure I'm only going to be able to get number 2 copper for that. That kind of sucks, but that's okay. Less work I got to do. I went through that last week with those heat sinks. If you watch my video on the heat sinks from last week, these, once I take the screws off, these went bare bright. I had no problem with that. I had the other ones that had the bottoms, like this has. It had a coil going through it, so there was contamination on them. Those I had to go number 2 copper on. I still did well. They're heavy as heck. I really can't get over this chip though. Wow. Now I'm going to get myself all excited about this chip, and then I'm going to get 40 cents a pound because it's a pinless chip. I'm thinking more in the way of it being a collector's item. But yeah, it's too bad. It is pinless. Wah. She's pretty. Look at that. Pinless CPUs just have very little resale value. Okay. Even to sell it to a company like BoardSort or one of the other online refiners, or online buyers, I should say, they're only paying scrap value on those. Sometimes it's better to hang on to stuff, guys. I mean, some of this stuff is just so vintage and so cool that maybe it's worth hanging on to, huh? I'm going to have to do a scrap run tomorrow. I really didn't want to. I prefer to do it on Saturday because the yard is quieter. But I have got a car full of e-scrap crap. Okay, it should just come out. As I said, the first time I've pulled one of these apart, so I'm not 1000% sure what we're going to get out of it. Yeah, the big servers, they weigh a ton, but you get a lot of wasted space on them. And those boards don't do as well at resale. Hello, Steady Stacking. Welcome aboard. Wow, guys, we're at 1.1K. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that like button, okay? You're awesome. And I do appreciate it. I appreciate you spending some time. I appreciate you checking out my channel. You know, if you like what I'm doing, like and follow. I post a lot of videos. And I usually do a live on Sunday morning. I don't know, most of you guys already know my house got flooded last week really bad. And so although we're getting out from the mess, it's been taking a lot of my time away from this. Contractors in and out of the house and this, that, and the other. And that's the other reason I'm processing like crazy. It's nice because I'm not in a situation where I have to sell it right now. I can save my e-scrap and sell it at my leisure, take money out of the bank, so to speak. I do have a music school, and my pension and stuff, and I do okay with that. I enjoy e-scrapping. It's something I like to do during the week when my family's all working and no one's around. I'm all by my little lonely self. Come on. You need a small Phillips head. As I said, this is the first one of these I've done. He's got 70 more, and I'm trying to convince him to sell me the whole pallet. I think he's got it up for bids, but I already texted him, and I think I've got the top bid. It's important to know what's in these, which is really why it's good to go check what other scrappers are doing. Like when I went and I purchased this, I had already mentally figured out what I could make out of it, money-wise. And, and I based my offer on that. Really, don't just go buying stuff, guys. You're going to wind up spending a lot of money and, getting burned. I've been doing this for a while. I know what I'm doing. And I'm hoping by sharing some of this with you, you can learn too. Boy, that feels like aluminum. I'm sure it's steel, but boy, does it feel like aluminum. How about that? Oh my. Do you see what I see? That is a chunk of aluminum. That is awesome. Wow. I'll take that all day, every day. They didn't cut corners on these older machines. It's not like this newer stuff. Wow, 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 wow. All right. So here's the back of the board. This is where the CPU is. Look at the gold pins. And this is pinned. These are pinned. Okay? So there's gold recovery here. There's gold flashing here. It could be copper flashing, but I tend to think it's gold flashing. It might be copper. And then under these heat sinks should be more chips. You got to be careful when you pull the heat sinks off, guys, because if you pull the chip. Hi, Chuck, it's Scrapping. How are you? I have IBM blade modules made in 1990. Yeah, they're going with your aluminum. And again, just gentle. Don't try to force it, because if you pull the chips and then you end up selling the board, you have devalued the board. And these have aluminum on them, so not so bad. All right, so here. Now, somebody who's into gold recovery, who buys this board for me or anybody else to refine it for gold, they're going to want these things on here. But look at the gold recovery on this board. It's going to be amazing. And I'm not going to depopulate it. But look at that board. For a refiner, this is going to be a fantastic board. Now, I don't know if you guys know how refiners actually work. Not people who just refine gold, and precious metals at home, but a real professional recycling refiner kind of place. They shred these. They go right through a shredder, and it shreds this down to its components, and then they throw all kinds of toxic crap in there to get the gold and copper to separate and everything else. And so, a refiner will handle this different than a home gamer. A refiner's going to throw the whole thing in the shredding machine and just shred it. This is why I tell you guys, if there are batteries, and I don't see one on here, you want to definitely make sure you get those off, because you can start a fire in the refinery, and if they find out it was your load, you can get sued. Plus, you're not supposed to ship these through the mail with the batteries in them. In this case, there's no battery on here that I see yet. So this is good chunky server RAM, very good for gold recovery. It's 4 gigabits each, so that's 16 gigs of RAM. So that should give me, let's see, it takes 30 of these to make a pound, so I'll have at least a pound of RAM out of this. Anybody interested in these chips just as a collector's item? They are pinless. They're not great for gold recovery, but maybe I'll put the whole lot up for sale or collecting. This would be something for a collector, I would think. It's got no scrap value at all except for what Board Store will pay, which is I think $8.40 a pound. That is so pretty. Pretty! My precious! Hi, Do-Right. How are you? Do-Right, I was thinking of you today. I realized I had long been absent from my lives. We just had a lot going on with the house. And I had a flood. And we had the water company out today to find out why I had a flood, because I had no water pressure. And it turned out to be their fault. I guess they had cleaned the main and not brought it back up to pressure. And, I just turned it over to the insurance company. I said, look, all I know is I have to completely rip up my entire bathroom floor because of water and mold. And I don't care who pays for it. That's between you and the water company. But it was actually good news, because they're like, well, you just left the water open. No, I didn't. I opened the spigot. There was no pressure, so no water came out. So when I shut the spigot, I didn't shut it all the way, but I didn't know I didn't shut it all the way because there was no water coming out of it. And, just one of those things. Anyway, you've all heard me talk about it. What a mess. But we will get through it. So I better just scrap like crazy, eh? Yeah, so that was what happened, Do-Right. I like to go live, but I also try to not go live when I know other people are on. Like right now, it's really bugging me because I know Southern Scrapper is on. But I do repost my videos, so the only way I can get on in the morning is if I get up before OTD goes on. He goes on at like at 9 o'clock every morning, so again, I just, we're supposed to be friends here and support each other, not go against each other. But I do get videos up if my timing is off. These are voltage regulators. If I can get the bracket off, that's going to be another one of them tiny torques. Well, I'm glad you're okay, Do-Right. That's good to know. Do-Right's been with me since I started the channel. Okay. Actually, that looks like a tiny Phelps. Put that over there for you. All right. Yeah, these are voltage regulators. You can sell these to Board Sort or some other refining company. Hi, Brandon, welcome. Veronica, welcome. Crimson and Red, welcome. So again, these are voltage regulators. I could sell this right like it is as a Goldfinger card with a heat sink on it. If I can get the heat sink off, I can sell it as a Goldfinger card. These I sell by the pound for people who want to do gold recovery, because this is a really good board for people who are refining gold. There's a lot of chips on both sides, great gold fingers, heck of a lot cheaper than buying a whole big board and only getting a little bit of gold. So these I tend to put up by the pound as well. And again, I don't mean that you necessarily have to buy them from me. There's a million other people out there on eBay selling e-scrap. But I'm e-scraps on eBay. She sells seashells by the seashore. Hershey squirts. Oh, don't even say that. I just got back from a huge sour cream and bacon baked potato for lunch. I take myself out to lunch on Thursdays. The local steakhouse has a nice special on Thursdays. So again, I'll try to get the bracket off if I can. And the Goldfinger card with heat sink as is. Again, something good for gold recovery. They'd be sold by the lot as voltage regulators. I mean, I'd rather buy, if I was doing gold refining at home, and I'm not because I am afraid of it. I don't care. Oh, that was nice. I don't do it because I'm afraid of it. It's too toxic. And our neighborhood is just too densely populated. See, this will go in with peripheral high-grade gold-bearing boards. Yeah. And again, you know, this just seems to me to be more sensible to buy things you know have gold on them than buy a whole board that maybe doesn't. There's a lot of people selling e-scrap out there, so. Hi, Brandon. Hello, James. Welcome. Yeah, usually my lives are on Sunday mornings, guys. Just like I said, I think I got on last Sunday. I think I got on last Saturday too. But look. Don't look at me being clumsy. It's got great gold, great chips. Great boards for gold refining. And they sell them as voltage regulators, guys. If you go into somebody's eBay store looking for scrap like that, you'll find those listed as voltage regulators. Alright. Now what do I need to get this off? I want to see what's under here. I've been finding more and more gold on these. I mean, there's going to be gold in these chips. This is pinned. Not huge pins, but pinned nonetheless. I mean, I can run my finger over that and feel pins. There's gold here. There's gold in these chips. There's gold over here. So this is some for a refiner. This is a good high quality board, and lots of gold in the memory and the RAM chips. And if there's gold pins on the back, there's gold pins on the front. So there's going to be gold pins under here because there's gold flashing back here. Oh, good, Chuckett. Thank you. I will. I'll make sure I do that. I honestly had never seen that chip before. Of course, this is a very old vintage blade server. I wish it was pinned, boy. That was going to go in my shadow box. I got a shadow box full of vintage pins. But, you know, it's sad to think that even for scrap value, they're just, there's nothing there. All right. What I need to do is get this cover off. These all function as backplane boards. This kind of a connection. A backplane board is full of gold pins and something gold plugs into something gold. So this would have slid into its cabinet and this would function like a backplane board does. I hope I don't get disappointed, but I bet you there's a lot of goodness under there. Let's find out. Drum roll, please. Well, let's turn the video off and make them wait till tomorrow. Clickbait, clickbait. I wouldn't do that, I'm only kidding. I always get at least one comment. I'm here for the jokes. I try. I'll be here all week. I like going live. Going live is fun. Actually, I've got to have something to post. If I don't have anything to post, I'm not going to bother going live because then it gets redundant. Boy, that was easy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Could turn into oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Any second. Wow. Well, well, well. Wow. I will put these in a lot by themselves. They will be the gold pinned end from the IBM Blade servers. That's going to be awesome for you guys who are into gold recovery. That's going to be a great purchase. If one of you was to buy this board, I would probably leave that on there for you. But I've got to, you know, I got to know what's in there myself. Me the Adwill. Me the will. Okay. Wow. Pretty. Let me go get another pot of gold. We're filling up our pots of gold here. I got pots of gold. I'm going to go to the dollar store. Wish I'd gone St. Patrick's Day. I probably would have found them. And I'm going to find myself a whole bunch of pots of gold. Yes, I am. And I'm going to sell pots of gold on eBay. I think that would be fun. Wow. So these are similar. These, I forgot what they came out of. Oh, I know. They came out of Dell Power Edge server from 1990. I need to mark those. But look at the quality. I mean, these older pins, I don't think you're going to find gold pins like these and things made later, like after 2020. But I think this little darling needs its own little jug. Let me find a jug for this. I guess you can go in with these, huh? These look pretty close. So these I got off, these came off the Dell Blade servers. I think those are pretty close. We'll put those all together. Now I would sell this as a low grade gold bearing pin because of the plastic. High grades are completely clean. Low grade would be something like this. Okay, so I'll put those all together. I'll have a jug full by the time I'm done here today. Wow. I don't know how I'm going to price it yet. I'm not sure. I probably have to find something similar being sold by the ounce and sell the jug of it like that. I think that would be fair. Alright, so these are going to... This is some of the low-hanging fruit, eh? Okay. Well, now I never, really, until the price of gold hit over $4,000 an ounce, and I never used to pull things apart like this. I never did. I never bothered. I hate to think what I missed out on after 10 years of doing this. But I never needed to. Now, you know. My personal opinion is precious metal prices are going to continue to grow. This ping-pong tariff situation, I don't want to make a political comment on it, but I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody does. My question becomes, even before the tariffs hit, like a couple of years ago, AI started to make its mark. You know, you had places like, you had your NVIDIAs, you had your AMD, you had a lot of the chip makers, Taiwan Semis, again. So I'll sell this as a mid-grade gold pin because of the plastic. That's what I will mark it as in my store. And there'll be good pictures too, so you'll know what they came out of. But you know, I started wondering to myself, and this is really when I started doing e-scrapping more seriously, was I started saying to myself, well, with all this technology, where are they going to get all the materials to do this? There's just not that much material. You know, how much precious metals are there? So I said to myself, I know what they're going to do. Well, I don't know, but my thought became, they're going to have to recycle e-scrap to meet the demand. And mark my words, the price of e-scrap went way up. So I'm sure I'm not the only one who felt that way or feels that way for that matter. I'm not in a position where I really have to sell any of this in any big hurry. And there's a lot of stuff I probably will hold on to. Okay. I don't know how much is in here yet. Ask me after. After I get the rest of these done, I'll weigh it out. And I will put that one up for bids in my eBay store, guys. You know, that one will be in there. I'll probably put this board up there too. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not in a position that I have to sell anything, but if any of you guys are interested in any of this material, hit me up with an email. You know, I'd be glad to, I'd rather sell it to you guys than sell it to the local refiner. You know, but I'll hang on to it for about a week and then, you know, off she goes. This is only just a lightweight capacitor. Overall, this board is outstanding value for somebody who's going to refine gold. All right. Get the rest of these off. Leave no gold behind. All right. So this one is ready to be sent to the refiner. I have to have 3,000 pounds. I think I'm about, I would say I'm at least halfway there, if not further. You can see these are all about the same. They all came out of these kind of blade servers. Right. Alta Grande, welcome. All right, thank you, sir. I'll take another. This just happens to be what I have on the bench today. To invest in a couple of more screwdrivers so I don't have to keep changing stuff so often. I've got somewhere around here is a no, Nick, I'm breaking them. I am recycling them, Nick Farrow. I am recycling. That's what I do. I am a recycler. I buy computers, I recycle them. They are non-working or outdated technology. A lot of times I'll get them from a school or a school district. They need the data destroyed, and that I have to sign the paperwork saying I will do that for them before they will let me have them. But because of my instrument rental business, a lot of the districts already know me, so they're not too nervous about giving me the computers. And sometimes I will work with IT companies that just have too much stuff. They'll call me to come and take some. But I have to sign paperwork that says I will not resell the hard drives or I will destroy the sensitive information. Yeah, I have to do that. So I'm not just randomly buying stuff and destroying it. That will get to be expensive real quick. Hello, Melly, welcome. Dave and Benjamin, welcome. Devin Benjamin, maybe. Why can't I get this off of here? It's only the second one of these I've taken apart, guys. I'm still kind of on the learning curve with it. It says push. Well, I did. Well, what was the point of pushing? Nothing happened. Crap. And you know what? Let's just put that over here. And let's grab this one. Right? I struggle. That was a nice find to get that nice piece of aluminum out of it before. So we'll get some RAM. Hi, Nick. Hi, Nick. No. That was Egypt calling. I'm sure that was something spam. Jeez. I don't even, I've gotten to the point I almost don't even answer the phone anymore. If it's a name I don't recognize, leave a message. Otherwise, I ain't even going to bother. I won't even call you back. I am so tired of the spam. All right. But I'm not tired of the RAM. Ha ha ha. Spam, RAM. Ha ha ha. It's about a half a pound already. I recycle everything, Nick. I have somebody who buys my copper. I have somebody who buys the boards. With this older technology, the problem is it's so slow, nobody really wants it, so even reselling them is not an option. And believe me, I've tried. I had some beautiful Dell blade servers last week that were from the 1990s and even one from the 1980s. And I had permission to sell those because we had taken the hard drives out. Not even a nibble. Well, Nick, that's probably safer than what they're intended for. Nick turns vape pens into flashlights. I think that's cool. That's some serious recycling, man. So again, these are voltage regulators. This would be an IBM voltage regulator. You'll see people put these up for sale. They want $25 and $30 for them, but check the sold column. They don't sell. That's not going to sell. This is going to sell to somebody who wants to do gold refining, but I've got to get the bracket off. Or I could sell it just like it is, gold finger card with heatsink. I said bracket and heatsink. Alright. Now these have slots. These should come out. My contractor calls, guys. I'm going to have to run only because I've been waiting for her to call me all day. And she's been out in the field, so I know she's going to call me at some point. So if she calls, I will have to excuse myself and end the live. Again, I'll try and get those brackets off, and then I would sell those as a lot in my eBay store. And like I said, I do have a local refiner. What I don't have is a local yard that pays fairly. Now this is going to go with high-grade gold-bearing materials. I sell those by the pound. I don't have a local yard. Yeah, Nick, I'm going to check that out too. You're here on TikTok, obviously, because you're joining the live. I'm definitely going to check that out. I have met some really neat people doing this, I got to say. I've made really good friends with... you know what's really cool? You pick up your phone, you go online, and next thing you know, you're talking to people from all over the planet. Now, how cool is that? Really. Yeah, I think that's just amazing. These are all the same, guys, so I'm going to do two and that'll be it because I don't want to bore you to tears here. If you get an opportunity to purchase pre-1990 IBM blades, this is what you're going to get. So it's an educational video. I'm really all about teaching. I've done that my entire life. Always been a teacher. It's just what I do. Welcome, Mo. Hello. So where's everybody from? I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Connecticut. These are just space holders. Those I do recycle. There's nothing I don't recycle. I recycle the cardboard and just an Okie, you're an Okie. I'm just a Connecticuter. Tell you, this weather has been dismal. We're just into this rain weather pattern. Oof. Last weekend was Memorial Day. It's supposed to be the official start to summer. I guess somebody forgot to tell Summer that. This could be stainless. It's pretty heavy. Stainless isn't really selling particularly well right now, so I usually... Pittsburgh! Home of the Steelers. Alright. I love when these are so old that the thermal paste is just completely dried off, so they just pop right off there like nothing. Hello, Mr. Extraordinary. Yeah, my lawn is I got the side yard cut 2 days ago, but it's going to have to be cut again. So these are great for gold recovery. I sell these in lots of pound for, high-grade gold recovery. Those I do sell. As I said, I have the option of shipping them through a refiner, but I just don't have a local board buyer right now. I had somebody, but we had a, let's just call it a disagreement. and no longer will work with him. But I do have a, I did finally, after several weeks of negotiating, make an arrangement to sell the Bear Bright number 2 copper at a premium price to my local yard. You know, it took me a couple of weeks, especially being a girl in this business. Man, they don't take you seriously, let me tell you. Hi, Chuck. Guys, if you're into gold refining, definitely check out, you want to check out Odin, Hobie One Kenobi, Scrapping Irish, Southern Scrapper. If you're actually looking for somebody who does some of this as far as refining goes, there's a lot of you guys out here that do that. And computers are not the only place to get gold from. Scrapitol over on YouTube has a couple of videos up about some places he's gotten stuff from. Patrick Williams has Razorback. Isn't that Arkansas? Arkansas. Patrick Williams does a lot of micro scrapping. Just common household items. The other day he did a flat iron. Shark Scrapper is excellent. A lot of people who do a lot of really cool things in this business. Some of them are on YouTube as well as TikTok, or on one or the other. But yeah, there's computers are not the only place to find scrap gold. Stereo equipment. What else? Flat screen TVs. Crap. Come on. Don't be a beastie. Be a bestie. See, the damn thing is stripped, so that sucks. To find me a small Phillips head screwdriver. Try this one. That's the trouble with using the power tools. Once you strip it, you're done. Worst case scenario is to get an angle grinder and cut a new slot for it, and or Dremel. I got it. I got it. Hello, Stephen. Welcome. Guys, please don't forget to hit the like button. That really, really helps the channel. It's free. You're not under any obligation. I won't email you or call you or spam you. It does help the channel, though. I've only been doing this since, I think, January. It seems like a lot longer, but it really has taken off for me. I'm having an awful lot of fun doing it. I love going live. It's a lot of fun. But you gotta, you gotta have fresh content. Otherwise, people won't bother with you, Then you don't have a channel anymore. All right. I think I can get this out now. Open. And open. It actually only takes me about 5 or 6 minutes to do these, but, then when you're doing the chatting, it gets a little busy. So as I said, if you want to review any of this, I will be posting it up on my YouTube channel, and hopefully here on TikTok as well. Gotta open that up all the way. Well, don't you do that. Shit. Gotta just free this. That's crazy. Huh. I bet you I have to get the heatsink off first. Maybe. All it takes is one stinking fiddly screw to gum up the works. I don't want to drop this on my toe, that would really hurt. There we go. This is aluminum. Nice piece of aluminum. Hello, Mar. Welcome aboard. Yeah, I wish it would, the sun would come out and make an appearance and stay for a while. You know, I feel really bad for people who have seasonal businesses. You know, they only get like 8 weeks where they can work and then it gets too cold. And boy, when it rains like this, it really doesn't do them any favors. Not that I'm complaining, we also just got out of a drought too around here, so Mother Nature's pissed off, I think. I probably got to get the heat sink off and then this will free. Alright, so again, we know we have gold pins here. I'm gonna leave these on this board in case somebody wants to buy this board. I would leave that for gold recovery. And I think I'm gonna leave this on as well. This is what's under it. Yeah, this is what came out from underneath it. I think I'm going to leave this board as is. I will take the heat sink off. Where's the other one I just did? And what you're going to wind up with is a board like this. Okay, and as I said, I'm going to leave the pins on. I'll put these up for sale in the eBay store. I will take the heat sink because that's too heavy to ship. And it's only going to go as number 2 copper anyway. It's not going to be number 1. Thank you very much for... Oh, AOTD. How you doing? Guys, you're interested in microscrapping? There's another good channel to follow. OTD takes apart everything. And he always has something different going on his channel. He's usually live first thing in the morning, like around 9 o'clock or so, buddy. Sometimes if I get up early enough, I can... get on before he goes on, but thank you, OTD. OTD, guys, is original test dude. He has a good channel as well. Let's see. A lot of people got good channels around here. I started doing this when COVID hit, and you know, something I could do from home. I run a music school, and I was hoping to keep it open until the pandemic passed, and one thing led to another, and to another, to another, and now I'm having so much fun doing e-scrap that I do it in the morning, and then I go in the afternoon and I teach my music lessons, but I don't have anybody on Thursday. It's kind of my day off. Tomorrow it's off to the scrap yard because now I'm going to have a truck full of scrap metal. Yeah, and again, this is a little $10 thingy I got at Home Depot, and it's got a lot of the nice small torque screwdrivers in it. Never have too many torque screwdrivers. I've got a couple of Macs I got to take apart, but they're those all-in-ones, and I would take those apart for content. There's really nothing in them of any great value sometimes. I was surprised. One of the old ones I got the other day had a nice 7 in it. I almost fell off the table. I was like, wow. But that's an up and coming scrap. Right now I have to get all of these processed, because I put a bid in for 30 more of these. I hope I get it. Like I said, by knowing what's inside, you know what you can offer a seller. And I'm lucky. There's a couple of Turkey Tracker. Hello. There's a couple of very large IT stores that I've been working with for quite a few years, and that's where you're going to get your e-scrap, guys. You're going to have to make yourself credible to these IT people. You know, you've got a channel. Let them see that you know how to take things apart and destroy them. That server order I picked up 3 weeks ago, he basically subcontracted me. I had to sign a certificate of destruction and I had to send him video and the serial numbers of everything I took apart for him. But he didn't even have any room to move in his shop. So that's one thing having a channel is really good for, you know. So if somebody's thinking about selling me their computer for recycling purposes or whatever, hey, check me out on TikTok, check me out on YouTube. You can see what I actually do. You can see that I do indeed destroy these. Okay, so yeah, I had to get screws out first. So again, I wish this was pinned. Man, would this sell for gold recovery. But it's not. It's an unpinned CPU. Look at that beautiful gold. That is from 1990, guys. Older the computer, the better. Now, this is interesting. Let me look before I... Wow. So this one, this is Bear Bright. Look, I'll get that off, obviously. There's no cooling tube through here. There's nothing here. This is one solid piece of copper. That is going to go Bear Bright all day, every day. Wow. That's, you know, I guess, you know, depends on the lot. It depends on the year. Depends when they made them. This one, I'd have to knock those out of there. But this is the first one we pulled. See, I see aluminum in here. And I don't know if it's solder or what, but I also see a cooling tube in here. This is contaminated by other things. This has to go as number 2 copper. Pretty sure. Again, I am going to knock that out, and I am going to check. But this one, absolutely, no question about Bear Bright here. I just got to knock, you know, I got to knock this piece off, obviously. But yeah, that's a solid connection. Look, solid, solid, solid. That is Bear Bright copper. Does anybody happen to know what the price of copper is today? Offhand, I haven't had a chance to open the iScrap app and look. This was a copper aluminum heat sink. I took the aluminum fins off. They'll buy that as number 2 copper. They'll buy a copper aluminum heat sink for about 10 cents a pound. This was $3.49 a pound yesterday. Yeah, sure is. OTD. This is a copper aluminum heat sink. You can just bend these fins off, and you can get yourself a good piece of number 2 copper off the bottom. So, you know, that's something you can do in front of the TV or when you're watching OTD's video. So that, my friends, is going to wrap it up for today's Adventures with Scrappy D. I do have a lot of these to do. For those of you who missed the beginning, this is loaded with gold pins, like these. Alright, so I've got a jar full of those. I am leaving the gold pins on this board. I'm going to put the board up for resale. I've got to weigh it, and then I can decide what I'm going to sell it for. I know if I sell it to Board Sort, they would buy this as an AMD motherboard. But I think it's better than that, you know. But that's just how they grade them. I'm not picking on Board Sort, by the way. I'm not. But because this is made in 1990, I would much prefer to make this board available to sell to somebody here on TikTok. You got chips here, you got lots of gold here, you got a lot of chips here, you got gold pins in all the memory cards, you know, so, you know, I'll put them up for sale. If you want one, great. If you don't, that's okay. I have plenty. You know, I'm not worried about selling it. I don't have to do it in any great hurry. But I don't really, in general, depopulate my boards. I have a good rapport with all of my board buyers, and you know, I don't wanna monkey that up. I'll remove like removable CPU chips. OTD, I do have a few, but I don't have a pound yet. 3 1/4 a pound. Let me weigh it and get back to you on that. I can get back to you in the messages, OTD. Hey, can you shoot me a message and remind me? I'm in Connecticut. Oh, you mean for copper? 3 1/4. Duh. Sorry, that was the answer to my other question. Yeah, they were $3.76 on Bear Bright yesterday. I'm going to hold it. Somebody hit me for it was exactly the quote of the day, and their quote was, "Don't sell copper unless you have to." Boy, do I agree with that. Never mind, you were talking about the copper price. My apologies, I'm so silly. Alright, so that's the board. Lots of gold. These are all gold pins. IC chips, flat packs. And, yeah. Anytime you see something like this, guys, there's going to be gold pins under it. How do I know? Look at the back. So, under these chips, there's going to be gold under here. See? There's going to be gold here. There'll be gold here. That's the gold that's under the CPU. It is so pretty feeling. I'm almost tempted to... Boy, that's... The wheels are turning, I gotta tell you. Got a nice piece of aluminum. That weighs about a pound. That thing's heavy. And, yeah. Alright. Thank you so much for taking part of your day and hanging out with me. I am just absolutely blown away by these. It just seems a shame to sell them as pinless CPUs. Because they're just, well, they're pretty. I mean, look at how yellow that is. That is like... I wonder if I put it under my pillow, if the gold fairy will come and turn it into a gold bar. Let you know in the next video. Scrappy D signing off. Bye-bye.